right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
He was in college working full-time. Now he's one of many homeless camped outside City Hall.
I tried to find resources that help college students with housing. It's no resources for anything.
The city's plan to put roofs over their heads. Plus tonight, a St. Louis face facing off on The Voice during blind auditions. Did she turn a chair?
But first tonight, hail pounds parts of the area where the largest chunks of ice fell and why it may be a loud night for some of us.
That's heavy hail coming down tonight in Wright City. Scattered thunderstorms have been moving through the region for the last couple of hours. And that has us starting in storm alert tonight. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Some areas are still seeing heavy rain and hail. The threat remains overnight. So let's get straight over to Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
Ann and Mike, we've seen these scattered thunderstorms rolling through the region tonight. Some of them have been producing hail. In most of the metro area, it's been heavy rainfall and relatively smaller hail, less than an inch in diameter. That's the threshold for severe weather. But we've seen hail up to the size of ping pong balls out between Warrenton and Innsbrook, and then over towards Forestell in that area of Warren County, and upwards of larger than an inch, which is the point at which it does damage, in through Wentzville. Now we still have one severe thunderstorm warning. It's this cell down right along Highway 30, sliding east of Cedar Hill right now and pressing towards Interstate 55. The hail core with this right at this moment is just off to the east of Cedar Hill. Where's this going? It's headed towards Highway 21, heading towards Antonia. You had a quarter of an inch of rain in about 15 minutes earlier today in Antonia, and you're going to get another round of pretty heavy rain here. Here's what we have going on to the west. The other storm back in Franklin County, that's weakened now, so that warning has come down. We also have showers and thunderstorms across the metro area. None of these in St. Louis or St. Louis County particularly strong, but they are keeping us up tonight. You see more storms developing back to the west. We'll continue to monitor these storms through the evening hours and overnight. We're talking mainly smaller hail from here on out, but this is what it looked like in Wentzville. Getting your fall leaves off the trees a little sooner than you would think out in Wentzville, given the hail tonight up to the size of quarters. So the remainder of the evening and overnight, more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of them will have some hail. Most of it's going to be small. Downpours for some, but not everybody gets good rain overnight. We'll see you in a few minutes, Ann.
Remember, you can get the latest Weather First forecast anytime by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355. You can also share your storm pictures and videos by texting them to that same number. New tonight, more tents are popping up outside St. Louis City Hall as more homeless people move in. Our Robert Townsend spent the day talking to those living there and looking into what the city is doing about it. He's live tonight at the corner of Market and Tucker. Robert.
And I've never seen anything like this, especially on the grounds of City Hall. Back there is the growing homeless encampment. It's catching so many eyes for so many reasons. More than a month ago, there were 2, then a couple of more went up, but now there are at least 24 tents outside City Hall in the heart of downtown St. Louis. Tents that have become makeshift homes for unhoused people.
I lost my job due to homelessness. I got put out of our home.
And their pets.
I can't count the many times I done cried to my wife.
Gino McCoy and William Clay live at the encampment with their pregnant wives. The Clays have been here for the past month. The McCoys moved to St. Louis 2 weeks ago from Phoenix.
The only way we would be able to get into a shelter, my wife would have to go in by herself, and I would be out on the street with the dogs.
It's kind of crazy, but, you know, it's better than living under the bridge.
Many of the people living in these tents are right under the office of Mayor Tashara Jones. The singles, couples, and families planted signs in the grass as part of a protest.
They don't care too much about people, and somebody got to voice this. I want to see something get done about, you know, homelessness.
Mayor Jones wasn't available to talk on camera. Her spokesman says the city partners with a network of housing and service providers to identify opportunities to get more people on the path to permanent housing. Kathy Connors is executive director of Gateway 180. The shelter serves women and families.
It's that affordable housing that is needed, that is that really important part of the recipe to end homelessness.
Gino McCoy's finally landed a new job.
Because I wanted to better myself, because of the future that I wanted to give my wife and our future kids.
Now on Friday, the Board of Aldermen will introduce the Unhoused Bill of Rights. President Megan Green says the bill will create universal policies for how the city addresses encampments like this. Sanitation will also be looked at. I can tell you this, the trash is definitely piling up here on these streets. We're live downtown. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a suspect is in police custody after a woman was shot in the face inside a North St. Louis store. The shooting around 5 p.m. at the Family Dollar in North Florissant and St. Louis Avenues. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Tonight, the North County Police Cooperative continued its mission to improve relationships between police and the communities they serve. Brent Solomon explains how it's trying to keep neighborhoods safe.
Lieutenant Wallace, he's over field operations.
Call it a family reunion of sorts.
Smile, Hanley here.
And the 77-year-old people here know as Buttercup is front and center.
So we can meet and greet other people. I'm sweet as a buttercup, can't you tell? Actually, it's on my car license plate.
That's your nickname.
That's my nick. That's what they call me.
She wouldn't have it any other way but to be right here, right now.
I love the people. I get out and meet the people. I help in the village whenever they need me. They all know Miss Buttercup is willing.
The Hanley Hills resident joined neighbors in Veneta Park for this event at Mayor James McGee Park Tuesday night. It's basically their version of National Night Out.
It was too hot last month, so we scheduled it for this month.
Still, Corporal Corey Hawkins Bird wouldn't miss the moment to build relationships with the neighbors he serves.
We know that the residents typically don't come to us with their issues.
Moments like this help bridge the gap.
When they will come to us with their problems, and we can kind of tackle them head on, because if we don't know about it, we can't solve it.
The North County Police Co-op has 2 officers devoted specifically to community engagement. It helps show the community those in uniform are people too.
They treat us like family.
When I call, I say, this is Miss Buttercup. Hopefully I never have to call. And they'll come. They know exactly where I live. I wish I had a sign that said, I love my police officers.
The police chief here tells me the department solves nearly 100% of the cases that come their way. He says that wouldn't be possible if not for the people who have made it a mission to partner with police. In North County, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Organizers hope these events will encourage more residents to attend monthly meetings and watch meetings which are sponsored by the police department.
A 2-mile stretch of road in St. Clair County, Illinois, back open tonight. The Frank Scott Parkway in Shiloh and O'Fallon is being widened from 2 lanes to 5. Drivers contacted our I-team last summer after they saw no one had worked on it for weeks and a large portion was still closed. The county engineer says reinforcements were missing in 1,400 feet of the surface after the original pavement was complete. Construction workers had to rip out the new pavement to replace the concrete. They add that despite that unexpected delay, the project was still completed ahead of schedule. Tonight, the St. Louis Blues hitting the ice for a preseason game.
Yeah, the Note teamed up with BJC to help fans defend against cold and flu season with free flu shots. Our Laura Barczewski talked with healthcare professionals at the game about the importance of all this. Laura.
Well, Mike and Ann, BJC officials tell me this event here at the Blues preseason game kicked off their 20th year of free flu shot clinics, and they say it's important now more than ever.
There it is. Sundquist, he scores!
While Blues players are taking shots on the ice, their fans are getting a different type of shot in the arm.
The experts recommend you get your annual flu shot early, just to make sure we get the boost of immunity as much as we can to get going into this flu season.
BJC nurse manager Nicholas Bauer says it could be a tough flu season, but experts have prepared as best they can for the different strains of influenza.
We're fortunate enough with obviously like Australia and the southern hemisphere, things like this, we can kind of see the flu that's coming and we can help prepare for that. And that's really what a lot of our vaccines are made from, is we kind of get a heads up as to what's coming to help make sure that our flu vaccine will hit as many strains as possible.
Blues fan Camille McHugh says just like hockey is important to her and her family, so is protecting their health.
It's absolutely amazing to be able to share this experience with my daughter. It's our first Blues game back in 2 years. We just got back from Germany, so we're getting our flu shot knocked out. We get to see some preseason Blues hockey. We're super pumped.
She says it's something they do every year and has seen how it can make a difference.
I mean, I think it's just really important. We have some immunocompromised people in our family, so, it's a small effort on us to take care of our family members.
Bauer says while it's good to get it early, it's never too late to get a flu shot, and they have many more free clinics coming up.
We're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. So I think if we can get people in the community with their flu shots, things like this, we hopefully will see a normal flu season.
BJC officials said they were able to give out over 300 flu shots today, and they have 2 more free clinics coming up on Saturday and Sunday, which you have to have an appointment for, but we'll have a link so you can do that on KSDK.com. Reporting live from Enterprise Center, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Tonight, they celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month at St. Louis City Hall. Celebration in the Rotunda also included awards for those who've made significant contributions to the city's Hispanic community.
A teenage country singer from the small town of Foley, Missouri was turning chairs tonight on national television. Oh, the queen of country turning her chair. 16-year-old Ruby Lee wowed all 4 coaches with her yodeling skills during tonight's blind auditions on The Voice, and she ultimately picked who else but the country legend Reba McEntire.
I can get so much knowledge from her because she's done it all. She's seen it all. She's met so many amazing people. She's played places that I've dreamed of playing. She has so much, knowledge that she can just share it with me. It's incredible.
And 2020 Waterloo High grad Eli Ward's blind audition airs later in October, and you can watch The Voice Monday and Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock right here on 5 on your side.
Tonight, a new lawyer to a stinky mess in University City.
It's tons and tons of fish that are just sitting there rotting, so it's not great.
The warning for dumpster divers. It's never too early to start saving for a child's college education. Tonight, the plan that could double your savings.
And we continue in Storm Alert tonight, tracking thunderstorms that are producing some hail down in Jefferson County. Right now, the first storm that moved east of Cedar Hill, that's weakened a little bit, but now the one southwest of Cedar Hill, that's picking up some steam, maybe producing hail larger than quarters. We'll see you back here in a few minutes as we track.
Tonight marks 1 week of cleanup efforts at an abandoned seafood market in University City.
And the crews are still not done clearing out tons of rotting seafood and produce left behind. The health department closed Seafood City on Olive in March. And the neighbors recently started to complain about a really foul odor and infestation of flies. We talked to an expert about the dangers the building poses.
The rotten fish smell is an ammonia or a nitrogen-containing compound called triethylamine, and it can be irritating to the respiratory system, to the eyes. Most likely suspect, I would say, is probably flies laying maggots in the dead meat, and then those are going to eat the dead fish.
The city has added extra police patrols because people have been stealing food from the dumpsters. Health experts warn not to touch or consume that food.
Tonight, Clayton-based Centene confirms it's laying off about 2,000 employees. That's more than 3% of its workforce. No word on how many St. Louis employees will be affected. In a statement, Centene says it will support impacted employees with severance packages and outplacement services consistent with our standard approach. The layoffs are scheduled to start next week. A report from health payer specialists says the company is dealing with issues related to Medicaid renewals and Medicare Advantage star ratings.
Starting on Sunday, student loan borrowers will be required to make monthly payments for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. The White House is providing what it calls an on-ramp period, so borrowers can still skip payments for the next 12 months without risk of going into default and being reported to credit agencies. However, interest will still accrue. A big concern for many parents is paying for their child's education.
A 529 college savings plan can help. Tonight, Consumer Reports explains how it works and what to keep in mind before withdrawing funds.
Sending your kids off to college is an exciting time for many families, one that some parents might have been saving toward for years.
A 529 plan is one of the best ways that you can save for college. It's a state-sponsored investment plan that allows you to save for your kids' college education no matter how far into the future.
But many families don't take advantage of this opportunity. In fact, only 30% of families used a 529 account to help pay for college this year, according to a 2023 study by Sallie Mae. One of the benefits of a 529 savings plan is that since the money saved is invested, it has the potential to multiply over time. For example, if you opened a 529 account for a newborn this year and contributed about $250 a month, you'd have more than $113,000 when your child heads off to college in 18 years. That's more than double your $54,000 investment.
One of the greatest things about it is that the money grows tax-free, and many states even give you a tax deduction. And if you get a later start, that's okay. It's still less money that you'll take out as a loan later on.
The money from a 529 account has to be used on qualified education-related expenses, like tuition, fees, books, supplies, computers, and room and board, as long as the student is enrolled in school. A few things to keep in mind. You need to spend the money in the same tax year, not school year, that you make the withdrawal. And be sure to keep all your receipts in case the IRS has questions later. And if you're lucky enough to have leftover 529 funds, avoid taxes and penalties by saving it for graduate school or transferring the money to another child or family member.
Consumer Reports says you can even use 529 money towards tuition for students in kindergarten through 12th grade, but only up to $10,000 per student per year.
Let's get back to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, and he is tracking this hail and some of the thunderstorms that we saw tonight.
You know, we've had quite a few thunderstorms across the area, and this after really having a hard time getting any kind of active weather that's been fairly widespread. Tonight's the most widespread action we've seen in the last couple of weeks. This is hail for Manchester this evening. That one storm went through Manchester, Baldwin, into Valley Park, creating problems there. Now we only have one severe thunderstorm warning, and really the part of the storm that's more intense is actually outside the warning right now. Showers and thunderstorms are still percolating around St. Louis. We go down into Jefferson County. Severe thunderstorm warning here, but this part of the storm that's over Antonia right now, moving towards Interstate 55 into Barnhart, the hail has come down in size, so maybe pea size to dime size. This, though, looks a little more impressive. This is moving into Morse Mill down towards Cottage Farm, and it's headed across Highway B. That area back to the west has actually weakened a little bit, and we still have these thunderstorms coming across St. Charles County and Franklin County that will move through St. Louis County. The overall trend is for what's around the metro to weaken a bit, but the far southern storms, they are able to sustain themselves a little bit longer. So be prepared for some additional hail in the southern portions of Jefferson County. Even though you don't have a severe thunderstorm warning right now, that potential is there for some damaging large hail up or a little over the size of quarters. That's the threshold at where it starts denting your car or dinging up the roof and causing damage. And we saw quite a bit of that west of St. Louis, especially in Warren County. It's all because of this upper level system that's spinning here to our north. We've seen some rain push into St. Louis. Now we're down to 69 degrees. Let's time it out together. This is our future cast here heading through the remainder of this evening with more showers and thunderstorms continuing to generate overnight right on top of us. So potentially here, it's going to be a pretty noisy night for some of us. And then by 6, 7 o'clock, most of this is pressing away from St. Louis. Tomorrow afternoon, we're back into the lower 80s, and it turns out relatively quiet. How about Kel M., one of our Facebook Weather Watchers group from Jersey County, sharing this picture with the rain off to the east, your rainbow, and yes, that lightning bolt in there as well. St. Louis right now reporting a thunderstorm at Lambert. We finally picked up some measurable rain just in the last 10 minutes or so. About 26/100ths of an inch. We're at 69 degrees right now. Holding in the 60s tonight. More scattered showers and thunderstorms around. Tomorrow, a little bit of rain in the morning, and then we're pushing it out. Again, not everybody tonight gets rain, but some of us get drenched, and yes, there could still be some hail as we head through the overnight hours. Odds are, though, that most of the hail that we see out of any thunderstorms from here on out is going to be smaller. Next week, warm weather, dry weather, and sunshine.
And October.
Yes,
All right.
it's going to be warm.
Thanks, Scott. Frank is here with sports.
The Cardinals had some incredible moments tonight. The Blues were rocking and rolling. And does Mizzou really care about being a top 25 team? Stick around.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
Tremendous news to report for the Cardinals. Haven't been able to say that much this year. Adam Wainwright will not pitch again this season. So his last outing was his 200th win, a magical ending for a magnificent career. Let's go to Milwaukee, and let's begin in the first inning. Jordan Walker is in training in right field, and I think he passed this test with this catch. Wow. He may be fine out there one day. Jose Fermin is better than fine on this dazzling play in the third inning at third base. Richie Palacios has been terrific down the stretch in the fourth. He doubles in Lars Nootbaar and Tommy Edman, and the Cardinals led it 2-1. Miles Michaelis was the story, though. 7 innings, 5 hits, 5 Ks, and 1 run. Cardinals beat the Brewers 4-1. The lead has been cut to 19 games. This is video of the 1970 World Series. It was arguably the greatest defensive performance in postseason history. The author, Brooks Robinson of the Baltimore Orioles. This wasn't an aberration for Brooks. The Hall of Famer won 16 Gold Glove awards. Brooks Robinson passed away today at the age of 86. There will never be another one like him. And there will never be another feeling like the Blues winning the Stanley Cup in 2019. After their worst season in 15 years, they're trying to retool and get back to the postseason. Hosting Columbus tonight in the preseason 1-1 game in the first, Brandon Saad will rush the net. He'll get pushed, but he'll come away with the goal. A little later, Blues on the power play, and Oscar Sundqvist will fire it in, and the Blues led it 3-1. Still in the second, Nick Ritchie of the Blues will land a lethal right on Josh Dunn. Blues win the game 3-2. Now, preseason is many things to many players. For Blues new captain Braden Shen, it's about getting in the right mindset for the season.
The physicality part of aspect of it that we haven't had in the summer, so knowing when guys are coming to hit you and time and space and communicating and talking, and that's all part of training camp, but you can't really simulate anything due to or like a game against another team. So I think that's more so the mindset of getting yourself ready.
Approval ratings for politicians and head football coaches fluctuate quite a bit. Take Eli Drinkwitz for a minute. I'm not sure if he inspired a lot of confidence in this region at the outset of this season. Now he's 4-0 and on the cusp of a sensational recruiting season. The Tigers, who had that thrilling win over Memphis, will go to Vandy this weekend, ranked 22nd in the country. Ironically, the last time they were ranked 22nd in the country, they went to Vandy in 2019 and got beat. So you would think the Tigers would be pretty excited about seeing their name finally in the top 25 again. It's been 4 years after all, but Drink downplayed it.
Yeah, I mean, our goal wasn't to be ranked. Our goal is to play for a championship, and this week is to be 1-0. And so, I mean, all that really is just noise to us. We don't get caught up in it either way.
Cheer up, Coach. Finally tonight, right in the middle of this great baseball, hockey, and soccer town is NASCAR. In a sense, we now have our own franchise at Worldwide Technology Raceway, with the Enjoy Illinois 300 becoming a regular stop on the Cup Series. Well, that past race posted the 6th highest TV rating in the country. And the NASCAR playoffs continue again this week right here on 5 on Your Side. Last Sunday at the Texas Motor Speedway, William Byron took the lead on that restart with a nifty move as the drivers went 3 wide. It was the 300th win for Hendrick Motorsports. He advances to the round of 8. The playoffs now head to the unpredictable Talladega Superspeedway on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And that will do it in sports.
All right, Frank, thanks.
Ice hockey and hot dogs, the new food choice this season at Enterprise Center. Blues fans can now enjoy a local favorite at home games. Steve's Hot Dogs opened a new stand inside Enterprise Center tonight. It's located on the plaza level between sections 107 and 108. During the regular season, it will feature the Blue Note dog. What do you think of this? A smoked all-beef hot dog topped with creamy mac and cheese, St. Louis-style wing sauce, and blue cheese on a French bun.
What's not to like? We're in storm alert. Scott has a final check of the weather.
You know, these storms tonight, they're weakening below severe limits, so all the severe thunderstorm warnings have now expired around the St. Louis area. The only concern we have is this area down in Jefferson County coming in towards hematite in about the next 10 minutes or so. Right now, you're looking at some of that hail just west of hematite over in the Hillsborough area. Again, as we go through time, we're going to see this area just slide on out and away. So for the remainder of the night, scattered showers and storms, some smaller hail overnight.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.